Honorable Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, winners of the ET Awards, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome you back to the ET Awards. It has been more than 2 years since we gathered at the celebration of corporate excellence. 2 years that have tested the mettle of all of India, from the smallest kirana shop owner to the largest auto manufacturer. But today, as we meet in person, India's GDP growth is back on track. The stock market is up 20% in the last year. Corporate India has learned, adapted, and is in great form again. And if proof of robustness were required, it just came in the form of the highest ever GST collection in April. The ET Awards have always reflected the changing business landscape of India. And this year's winners are a great example of that. In a year during which health was the biggest concern of the country, 4 of our winners represent the healthcare and pharma sectors. Technology, which enabled some semblance of normal life during the worst phases of the pandemic, accounts for another 3 ET Award winners. At least some of the success of these winners is owed to the recipient of the Business Reformer of the Year award, the Honorable Finance Minister, who is with us today. The COVID crisis has provided an impetus to a range of structural reforms that will eventually show in higher growth. The implementation of the goods and services taxes has seen a steady improvement, and an overhaul of rates is under discussion. Company law is becoming what it should be, more supportive of business, as various sections have been decriminalized. The insolvency law is a steady work in progress. Resolutions to the code, along with measures of support, have pulled state-run banks out of their deepest NPA crisis. Banks are ready to drive growth again. Public expenditure has been used to support the economy when the pandemic hurt demand. The government budget is more transparent. Past subsidy dues have been cleared, and off-budget expenditure items have been accounted for in a transparent manner. Privatization has gathered momentum. Air India, the airline that no one thought could be privatized, has been sold. Pawan Hans was sold a few days back, and the LIC offer is open as we speak. The 6 lakh crore asset monetization plan does not look that big. Can anyone doubt the government's appetite for economic reforms? Another big reform, greater participation of the private sector in defense production, remains a priority. Given the escalating global supply chain uncertainties, the government's emphasis on Atmanirbharta, or self-reliance in defense, as well as other sectors, now looks prescient. The economy has responded quickly to the measures, bouncing back 8.9% in FY22 and possibly 8% in the current fiscal. These measures will see us through what looks to be the next challenge of the century: geopolitical instability and war in Europe. Once again, India and the international community are facing runaway inflation, commodity shortages, and tangled supply chains. India's policymakers and businesses have shown resilience in dealing with the COVID pandemic, and I'm sure, working together, we will overcome these latest challenges. At the ET Awards, we celebrate success, but also look for inspiration for continued excellence. We have already heard from the Finance Minister, and we now look forward to hearing from Rajnath ji. Once again, let me thank you all for being here in person. Let us raise a collective toast to excellence. Thank you.